This video is not really planned. I have a list here that I want to share with you of some ideas that I have for, like I said, lead gen. So let's get right into it. The first one, it's the most basic and it's how a lot of agents get started, and you've probably heard of it: cold calling. Cold calling is how I got started in the business. I had great success with it. In my first year, I set up 22 listing appointments, but I learned a lot, and I learned also that I'm not passionate about cold calling, so I stopped doing it and started gearing more towards social media, marketing, and other ways of advertising for my business. That has been working out for me as well. So when it comes to cold calling, you can call for sale by owners, which are free leads. That's how, again, I got started because I didn't have a budget at the beginning. I started calling for sale by owners on Zillow. If your brokerage offers this program like Vulcan 7 or some other paid subscription, you can also access expired and withdrawn listings data that you can get those phone numbers and start calling those sellers or those homeowners to see if they're interested in listing with you. Social media content. This is my favorite one. I really am passionate about social media marketing and everything that goes along with it. And I do believe in the power of it and how you can build a business off of it, a real estate business off of it. So when it comes to social media, YouTube is great because YouTube is owned by Google. Therefore, if someone is searching on Google and on YouTube for a real estate agent in your area, or they're looking at homes in your area, you should be popping up in there. So creating content that is very local to, for potential consumers, potential buyers or sellers, and making sure that you have your Google business page set up and ready to go so that Google knows like who you are and that it's connected, and that it starts recommending you on the YouTube and on Google. TikTok is a great platform if you are just starting out for creating content. I mean, short form content is everywhere. So if you're creating content for YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels, you might as well be posting it on TikTok. I definitely recommend you to start engaging and spending time on TikTok and creating content for the platform, because there's a lot of potential there. I know a lot of agents that have seen great success and have created lead machines off of social media, and this is all free in a way. It's not like you're paying for Zillow leads. This is, you're spending your time and you're investing your time in going and creating content, editing it and posting it, but it's worth it in the end. Third one is referrals. Maybe for new agents, it's harder to get referrals at the beginning, but starting to network in Facebook groups or your brokerage, Facebook groups on different referral opportunities out there. For this, definitely have your value proposition ready to go so that if you see an opportunity, you can give them a call super quick, give them a little elevator pitch, and get them to give you the referral. Referrals, you can also find them off of social media, Facebook groups. There's different programs out there as well that it will take a percentage as a referral fee, but will give you leads. I can't remember the name of it right now. I think one of them is like Opcity, and there's another place, like there's different platforms out there where they have created like their own referral network. I will find them and link them in the description below for you, but definitely referrals is a great way to get leads. In addition to agent referrals, you can also get referrals from your sphere of influence or past clients if you have any already. So definitely making sure that you're building top of mind awareness and putting yourself out there as the expert so that you can attract, and people can trust you to refer you their families or friends and whatnot. Also with vendors, like any kind of, cleaning companies, sign companies, really building relationships with people around you, not just in your industry, so that you can, build those relationships and work together, and again, getting referrals from that. Past clients is another way of getting business. Like if you have a few past clients already, or even if you don't have yet, definitely start preparing your top of mind awareness plan or your database marketing plan, so that once you close, you can have that process in place so that you can, get their review, get their feedback, post their review on social medias, and also making sure that you're staying in touch with them after they close, so that it's not like, oh, I helped you close, that's it. There's a lot of opportunities there for building those relationships. For example, I have as soon as I have an action plan for when I close with each one of my clients. So there's a process in place. They will get quarterly gifts from me. They will get mailers, I'll be touching them up on social media. So offline and online touch points, making sure that I am, again, top of mind awareness is super important. Sphere of influence, same thing. These are people that know you, like you, trust you already. I feel like at the beginning for me, a lot of people that I knew in my sphere of influence wanted to see how serious I was in business and how serious I was going to take it. So now it's where I'm starting to see the return and kind of the fruits of my labor, where I'm getting a lot of business from my sphere of influence, if not from them directly, referrals from my sphere of influence. So again, loving on my people, having a database marketing plan in place, and top of mind awareness. Talked about Google business page and how it's really important for you to have that set up, not only because of the YouTube and Google thing, but also because people are searching on Google for professionals to help them, sell their home, buy their home, or while they're in the research process. So you definitely want to make sure that you are on the map and you're on there. And there's different videos on YouTube that you can look up on how to set it up and how to optimize it, but it's super duper important that you have that in place and that you also update it constantly. Like, the more you use that platform and the Google platform, like the post, the answering back to your reviews, sending the review links, things like that, it's going to help you Google push it up more. Number 7 that I have on my list here is seminars. So there's so many opportunities for you to get leads from seminars, and there's so many ways to go about this. So the first one I have here is setting up a seminar. It can be local or it can be out of state. Like if you have the budget to travel and partner with a local lender in another state, you can definitely do that. This idea I got from Laura, who I recently did a video with. I'll link it up in the screen. And she was talking about how when she got started, she was doing a lot of these. And this is how she was able to build her database. So great idea that I got from her a while ago, but again, we touched more up on the video. And so you can partner again with lenders and do like first-time home buyer seminar, investment seminar, why relocate to Tampa Bay or why invest in your market. Sorry, I just said Tampa. That's where I am. But those kind of seminar events. There's also webinars that you can do. So if you don't have the budget to travel, or you want to make it online so that you can get more exposure, amazing, you should definitely consider it. So creating a webinar, and you can do this again on similar or the same topics that I just mentioned, like educational, or it can be about, again, an educational webinar on buying a home, investing in your market, or this is another one, and a new pre-construction webinar. So this is very popular, especially in Miami. I feel like they do agents down there will partner up with pre-construction sales agents. So these are those like beautiful, typically in the downtown area, luxury condo high-rises. And I've seen them, partner up with them, and the agent, all they have to do is set up the webinar, market it, and show up for the intro, talk about why their market, and then they let the sales agent take care of the rest. And they usually also have a lender at the end where they talk about their financing options. So it's a great opportunity where you don't have to know it all about the development, because that's what the sales agent is there for. But you can leverage it. And obviously, if you're doing webinars on these beautiful luxury condo high-rises, you are going to be attracting those leads as well. So that's great for you as well. So again, pre-construction webinar. If you are bilingual or trilingual, definitely this is another great way. I've seen a lot of Spanish speaking agents do this down in Miami, and where they do them in Spanish, they market it on Facebook ads, attract those international buyers, and get those leads. You can also do new construction partnerships. So these are more those like D.R. Horton communities or Lennar, or, well, not Lennar, what's the other one? Meritage Homes, you know, all of those kind of national builder communities. If you go there and start building relationships with the sales reps or the the representatives, you can potentially build a partnership to the point where they're referring you, you know, seller leads, because they get a lot of those homeowners that are looking to buy but can't because they have a home to sell. So that's an opportunity for you to list their home, and then, you know, the agent can put you on the contract for the new home. So there's a lot of opportunities there. So definitely start by building those relationships. Don't go there the first day and be like, oh, you have a listing for me or a seller lead for me. It takes time to build those relationships, to build the trust. But you know, if you show up there confident and act as the expert in your area and having all the information for them ready to go, and, you know, again, building those relationships, you'll be just fine. Number 8 on my list, open houses, which is actually where I am right now. Open houses are a great way to get leads. It's also for my strategy because I'm doing a lot of online marketing, and that can take a long time to see like a return. It's not like, oh, you know, posted something and right away I have a lead. So this is a great way for me to stay active on, you know, and meeting people that are looking to buy or sell right away, and, you know, people that are out there on the market looking. So I've been doing open houses every weekend since the beginning of the year, except for, you know, a few weekends I took off, but I've been really consistent with these. I've received a lot of great leads from this. We're still following up, but yeah, I mean, recently I just closed a lead that came to an open house, listed their home, and just closed on their new home that they built. It took about a year to build. So it's a great, again, open houses, a great way to get leads. You have to do them properly. You have to follow up consistently, and, you know, put yourself out there as the expert. I'll keep saying that throughout the video because it's so important. Number 9 is investors. And what I mean by this is, you know, if you're wanting to focus on that niche, and if you want to focus on working with investors, again, the seminars for investors is a great way to start. But there's also, you can partner up with and, you know, network with a property management company that, you know, focuses only on property management and not so much on the sell or buy side. So that's a great way for you guys to partner up together and refer each other business. Lenders, specifically mortgage brokers that do the DSCR loan program, which is specifically for investors. And if you partner up with a local lender or, you know, someone that you've worked with before, build a relationship and refer each other business, that's a great way to get into the investment niche along with the seminars that I mentioned. If you also want to focus on the investment niche, you can also create content on social media for that specific niche. So that way people start associating you with that, and whenever they know someone that's looking to invest or they're looking to invest themselves, they'll go to you. Number 10 is mailers. Now, mailers, this is definitely a paid, you know, investment. This is an investment that you have to do, and mailers is something that you have to be very consistent with it. It's not like you can just send one and that's it. You definitely want to send multiple touches and with multiple kinds of assets, you know, on the imagery and information as well. So for this, you know, this is pretty much like farming and a neighborhood that you want to work in or an area that you've already sold in, and you can partner up with a title agency or a lender to split the cost in half, and they can, you know, cross promote and things like that. So that's another great way to get business. Event sponsorship. So if you know like where your niche is or where your audience is, so for example, like there's a school nearby where I want to work that I can put up a banner for like $250 and, you know, promote my business there. And again, it's all about the top of mind awareness. So if I'm posting on social media and using the right tags of my area and I'm doing open houses, they see my signs, they see my banner at the school, they see me on social media, they see me in their mailboxes. It's a great way to build brand recognition. You can also, for example, I used to be very into like cars and stuff, so I used to go to a lot of car events, car shows in Orlando and things like that. So they always look for sponsors. So if you have an event that you want to sponsor, like a local conference, a local event at your church, you know, you can get creative with this and find ways depending on where your audience is to, you know, sponsor these kind of events. You can sponsor lunch and learns with, you know, a lender partner. There's so many different ways to go about this, but that's just the idea. I mean, you can always go old school and, you know, if your audience is reading the newspaper, then you gotta be on the newspaper, you know what I'm saying? So gotta do what you gotta do. There's different newspapers out there, news outlets that you can, you know, pay and they can promote your business. I am on number 14 at this point or so. I've lost count, to be honest. If you are bilingual, there is the content part, so putting yourself out there as an expert and, you know, creating content, educational content for your audience in that language. And I've also found, like in my case, I speak Spanish. I am from Puerto Rico, so I am part of all of the Puerto Rican Facebook groups. I'm part of a lot of Facebook groups that are all about, you know, like Spanish only, and it's all Puerto Ricans in there pretty much. You know, every time I have a new listing, I translate the caption and put the photos in there and, you know, promote myself in there. And if I put any Spanish content, that's where I put it. And that's how actually I got my very first buyer lead, was through a Facebook group. And I was like brand new agent, and that was so crazy to me. I got a phone call actually, and when I asked them, oh yeah, te encontramos por Facebook, y yo, what? No, I was really happy, seriously. But it works, so you can definitely implement this today. Find those Facebook groups. There's investors Facebook groups. There's Facebook groups for everything. So make sure that you are on there actively as well, not just like once a year. Lastly, I have a real estate website. I am so sorry, guys. I am so sorry. I need a website. So this last one is a paid way of getting leads, but it also works, okay? It's basically having a real estate website. And this is a lead machine, okay? But this is, again, paid advertising. And I'm not just saying like your brokerage website. I'm saying like a way for you to generate leads and pay for leads. So for example, there's Real Geeks, there's Placecaster, there's all these other websites that you can set up, and you know, you can pay for them to set you up. You pay monthly for the website. It allows, you can do ads on that website, so you get buyer leads from Google and other platforms to your website, and they sign up for searches, and then you get their information, you follow up through Follow Up Boss. It's the best way to do this, honestly. That's how a lot of agents that are part of like Follow Up Boss, a lot of the top agents get their business. Like they have this like website set up and they get a bunch of leads and then they pass it along, but it's an investment, you know, like if you really want this to work, that this specific type of lead gen idea to work, it takes a lot of effort and time and money. Having that, you can also, for this kind of category, let's say, there's a lot of agents that do Zillow Flex, and so that connects to their Zillow Flex connects to Follow Up Boss, the website connects to Follow Up Boss, they run Facebook ads, so this is pretty much like a big lead machine for them, and it just generates business constantly. But of course you have to follow up and qualify them, because there's, again, a lot of people that are just like looking around, snooping around your website, that are not really serious clients or potential buyers and sellers. So, but this is definitely another option. I've also seen people that have built their business like on TikTok, and they generate their leads, or their call to action is to go to their real estate website, or like a place where they can search and learn more about them, things like that. And once they create an account, it goes to their CRM, and then they follow up, and then they turn it into a client, you know? So there's different ways to go about this. Those are pretty much all of my ideas that I want to share with you about, you know, generating business and generating new business. I hope this was helpful. This was super random. Like, I was sitting here at my open house and just thinking about this idea, and I just wanted to put it out there, see if anyone finds value in this information. So I hope that you did. If you did, leave me a comment below. I'd love to hear from you, and I'll see you in my next video.